Hey guys, this is Comic Ken, and lately I've been thinking about my greatest weakness as a creator, and that is that I've always had shiny object syndrome, where I'm always looking at all these YouTube videos about, oh, I made $10,000 this year doing this business idea, this business type, and I would always look at that stuff, and I'm like, oh, if I did that, I would be able to take that business, take the money from that and funnel it into my comics and just be able to work my comics without having to do a 9 to 5 job. And all those videos that I was watching was just for me to try to find a way to escape the 9 to 5 grind and then use all that time that I would have to work on my comics. But the more I try to actually do that, because I've tried some of those ideas, I've tried putting my energy into those ideas, but it always takes time away from me actually making the comic and doing the thing. That's the only thing I need to do, is just focus on making the comic. And I've just been so desperate for making money, like making some type of financial gain that doesn't have to do with a 9 to 5 job, that I've taken focus away from the comic and tried to put it into these random business ventures or these ideas to see if I could do something that doesn't require that much effort, that will give me the amount of money that I need to survive without a 9 to 5 job. But all of those business ideas and ventures will require just as much, if not more, energy to do those ventures as it would to do my comic. Like, doing my comic takes all my energy, doing these videos takes all my energy, but then if I were to take an even more energy to try to put it towards making, let's say, some type of $10,000 a month side AI business or whatever, and do that, then it would just it would split me even more and take energy away from making the comic as great as it can be. One of the videos that helped turn my idea or my thoughts about this around was from Alex Hormozy. He was talking about how he has the same thing, like he has the same shiny object syndrome, and he had to let go of that habit because he understood that if you just stick with one thing for a long enough time frame, for a long enough period, then you can make millions at doing that thing. You can make money at doing that thing just by sticking at it long enough for it to actually bear fruit. He was talking about the Panda Express owner and how he just stuck with making a brick and mortar restaurant business and stuck with it for years and decades, and now is a multi-billionaire, I think. And that's just from sticking with the same business and not deviating from it. And what he said specifically was that other people might tell him, like, hey, you should start to teach people how to sell chicken or how to sell food. Make a course out of it. Do something where you teach others and then make a business out of that. And that's the exact types of things that I've been trying to do or thinking about doing to make money to support my actual business of making a webcomic. But making a webcomic is different. It's not the same as making a business about making webcomics. It's not the same thing at all. And the really important thing that I realized about making a business centered around teaching people how to make webcomics is that it would take the exact same amount of energy to do that type of business as it would to do my actual comic, which is what I want to be doing to begin with. And Alex Hormozy, he was saying like how he has these ideas, and what he does is he writes them down in a folder or he writes them down in a document and stows them away for later so that he can just keep all his focus on his actual business and building that up. Because building up a webcomic is incredibly difficult. But if I were to try to split my energy between making the YouTube videos, going to a regular day job, making the webcomic, and then adding an additional teaching business on top of everything that I was already doing to try to make extra income or extra cash, that would just take even more energy away from the core product, the core thing, which is making my webcomic. And making my webcomic is not even is not an easy task to begin with, because for one, it's not even a web comic strip where you make it daily and get daily engagement on the work. I'm making a story-based comic where it builds into chapters, it builds into arcs, and then people get the meaning of the story by the end of the arc, not by the end of the comic strip. So it's not a standalone thing that I can just keep posting up online. It's a story that continues, and that people get the meaning by the end of the arc or by the end of the entire story. So I can't just stop and start it once it actually gets going, because I haven't launched Saintly yet. I haven't launched my comic yet. And once you launch a comic, the best thing that you can do to continue it as a business is to build reader trust by being consistent and by staying in the game as long as you possibly can. Because the more hiatuses that you take, the more breaks that you take away from doing the comic, the lower and lower people begin to trust that you will be able to finish the story that you're creating, or that you'll be able to carry out a full story arc. The number one currency in webcomics, besides attention, is trust. And if they trust that you will continue your IP and make it into something that people can invest their time and emotional energy into, the better a business you can build off of it. And that comes from just sticking with one thing, sticking with making the comic for long enough to the point where people can trust that you'll continue it and that you'll finish it in a timely manner. So that's what I decided is the main thing that I need to focus on going forward. Leave all these YouTube videos behind where they're talking about, oh, you can make a business out of this, you can make a business out of that. Fuck those businesses, bro. I'm gonna leave it alone, because I need to focus on just making Saintly and making it as best I can. And lately, I've actually been feeling more relaxed, because now that I've simplified the tasks that I need to do to make my comics, I'm no longer pressed or worried about the things that I'm missing out on in terms of making a business out of this or that. I'm just like, okay, did I do a page today? Or did I color a page today? Did I move the needle forward on Saintly to get it done or get it completed? Yes or no? And today is a yes. Yesterday was a yes. The day before was a yes, because I've shifted my focus from trying to do all these different business ideas to just doing the actual comic and focusing on that. So yeah, I feel like I've gotten in a better place. And the comic that you are seeing being colored in the video is my latest webcomic, Saintly. It is a demon chase horror action comedy about two best friends who have to outrun the demon loan sharks that they borrowed from. Basically, it's like Scooby-Doo meets K-pop Demon Hunters without the K-pop. And the story backs the main character into a corner where she has to decide between the hard path to success or lose her soul to the lure of easy money. And we get to see the ramifications of her choice, and if she can hide this deal with the devil from her friend, or if it will tear them apart. And I hope you read my comic in the description and check out the story. It should appear in your email inbox or your spam folder if you don't see it. And yeah, thanks for checking out my video. I usually forget this, but be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment if you really enjoyed the video. And wanting to tell me something. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I'll see you in the next. Peace.